So, welcome to another session, another class for beginners in research process. So, today's class we're looking at research questions. As my name is Dr. Schizle, which as I will say is my studio name. So, previously we've looked at the general research process, then we looked at the background of study, and the last class we looked at similar problem. Today, we look at research questions. If you can remember in the first class we did, we mentioned research question almost every time because research questions is seen as the foundation of the research process. It's the foundation of the research. Because as you know, without foundation, the building will collapse. So without a good research question, your research is gone and gone. So this is very, very important that we all know how to write proper research questions. And in doing that, we have to first look at the characteristics of research questions. Let us know how should a research question be. And we'll now look at the steps in writing a very strong research question. As I said before, research questions are seen as questions that helps us to answer a problem we've identified. I'll repeat again. Research questions are questions that helps us or help the researcher answer the problem identified. In our first class, the problem identified was engagement of refuse, despite the fact that we have recycling plants around the Minosa community. In view of this, we have to raise some questions that will answer why people are dumping refuse indiscriminately. So in view of this, this is why we want to look at research question critically. They're very, very important. So some characteristics of research question is that one, it should be focused. One by focus is that it should not go against your research aim. You should streamline the question you are raising, should align appropriately with your research aim and your research you are working on, your research problem. You can't be saying you want to work on waste recycling. And your research question, we are seeing something about waste disposal. Times will give you issues later on. Or you are working on knowledge of waste management. But your research question, we are seeing something on maybe you will discuss it in your background. We are seeing something off, totally different from what it ought to be. Or you are working on waste recycling. We are seeing in your topic, you are talking about achievement scores in biology. Those are variants. It's not possible. Sure, any work you are writing on, if you are working on any topic, try as much as possible. You should streamline it to your research questions, and then research questions should be streamlined to your topic and your aim. So you have to be very focused. But if you're not focused, you're going to be having problem, very big problem when analyzing. So then the research question needs to be visible and specific. This visible means it's practicable, it's workable. Any question you are writing should be able to be answered based on the specific time you have and your specific resources. You can't say, for example, now you are doing experimental study. You want to look at how people behave towards or conservation behavior of indigents in the particular community over a period of 30 years. I'm just giving a pseudo example. Do you have the funding to carry out that study for 30 years? So, which if you don't have it, you don't go into it. Understand? So, any question you are going to raise should be practicable, and then any question you are raising should be researchable too. If you see that the question you've raised, you try using quantitative data, it's not possible to analyze it. If you think about it, you try using qualitative research, statistics, you're not able to do it. Try using quantitative, not able to answer it. You try using secondary data, not able to answer it. drop that question. I mean, it's not researchable. So any question you intend to write down should be feasible and should be specific. If you are doing waste recycling, state where you're going to be doing it. Is it going to be sorry for that word. Is it going to be in Beta community, or is it going to be in Edo State, or PCC? You should specify it. Or I'm working on waste recycling. You can specify that for a period of maybe 1 year if you are doing a behavioral study. Be specific. Anything you're going to be doing, you should have a good timeline for it. Then it should be complex and agreeable. You say, okay, as you said, it should be specific, it should be focused. Now I think it should be complex and agreeable. And how? Mind you, and that it should be simple. And that it should be what? Simple. And I say that. Complex in the sense that you can just raise a question that can really be answered. Like, let's see, we're dealing with waste recycling. I'm going to ask a question like, do people know about waste recycling? Is that yes or no? True or false? Yes or no? That kind of question, it won't fly. It should be complex. What is the level of knowledge for waste recycling? Understand? Then you start looking at, you have an index to say if you have high knowledge, no knowledge, moderate knowledge, how you measure it. Ask what are the attitudes. Well, not ask a question, do they have positive attitude? Yes or no? It should be a complex question so that you should bring a lot of data. This will come out of it. Some information will come out from that question you're asking. Then, as I say, it should be arguable. You should raise dust, not negative dust. That is, when people are saying the questions, you say, okay, from here you can have so many answers to that question, not a straightforward answer like, okay, this is it. That makes sense. Or not the an answer that can see your browse online. Or I already read the textbook. You have a question, okay, what is the SI unit of 1 or 2 measurement? That's not a research question. Can I Google that and then put it there? What's I need for anything? Or what's chemical composition of particular chemical? Can I just Google and get the answer? That's not a research question. Those are what? Your personal questions, like essay questions. You understand? So it should be what? Complex and agreeable. Then relevance and original. This says that any question you are raising should be relevant to what? Your research aim. Don't raise question that doesn't make sense. When they will ask you, why are you raising this question? That's why in your background of study, when I was teaching last week, I said that all your variables, all the phenomena you want to discuss should be there. If you want to talk about how age influence your variables, you should discuss about age, what people have done in your background. You can't just introduce questions just like that, your research question just like that. No, it should be a reason why you're raising that question. You should be able to justify it. Then it should be original. When it should be original is states very simple that don't ask questions that people have, so many works have already done it already. Maybe waste recycling, BCCT, system work, you say, okay, let me copy that person's own and use for my own. No, now don't do that. Find a way to make your own work original. If they say waste recycling, if you change the location, change that location. Then find something to add to it. Maybe there's something work have done on recycling and the rest. Maybe the people have done how value can influence the knowledge. Add that variable to your own study, then discuss it in your background. Is it relevant to your work? You understand? Try and be able to watch original. So, in view of all this, these are very, very important. If you can raise questions based on these characteristics, I bet you that your work will go far. Then we'll look at some of the steps. Research questions. I will remind you again. Research questions are what? Foundations of research. Then in the steps of research question, the first thing you need to do is to choose a topic which, if you've done already, you will know the problem to solve. If you have a topic, it will be hard for you to what? Raise questions. Very, very difficult. So you must choose a topic. You know what you want to solve. Then primary readings. Primary that you must consult literatures. Know what other scholars have written in this topic you're working on. From these primary readings, from literatures, you will not know, okay, this is how people are raising questions in this area. From there, you can even know your research gap. Remember we discussed that in a similar problem? It will help you. So you can't just say just want to just find one person who can copy. No, you're not adding to existing literature. You must have read at least 7 works, different works relating to what you are doing. You can read more, 10, 20, to help you in knowing more about that problem you're solving. And then knowing more how to write questions that will guide your work properly. Then a specific niche. A niche is just like a specific area you're concentrating. I told you my first topic, the first problem is what? Waste disposal is done indiscriminately. But I have to find a niche for myself, which was on waste recycling. You understand? So you must create a niche for yourself. It was like a niche in biology, like your role in that specific ecosystem. So you must create that. So you should make it specific. You must actually create a specific niche for your area. So that your work won't be vague. To be clear, this is the purpose this person is doing this study. Let's go to create a niche. Then research problem to be addressed. Your research question should address the problem you've identified. And if you do that, you're home and dry. And research question, some people will say, it's not good to just have one research question, or it's too small, or two is too small. It depends on what you want to achieve. But it's better if your work is for dissertation, thesis. Yeah, you can have. Because if your dissertation, you have a lot of research questions, at least minimum of 4 for dissertation, so that you have many things to discuss about. You will cover more grounds. Because the research you raise will help you to cover more grounds in what you're studying. Then if it's also normal discussion, normal case study, 1 or 2 is fair. But they should be what specific to your research aim. A very good tip too, you should know in terms of doing your research questions is this. After you consult literatures, you can consult experts too. You can meet your senior colleagues, meet your lecturers, that you know these are the area of specialization. Ask them, this is my topic, this is what I want to raise. Ask questions, they will guide you. Then in writing research questions too, there are various categories which you can build a research question on. Or you can see maybe there are various rationale. You can say maybe in my research question, I want it to be squarely descriptive. Like in that aspect now, just be asking question, what are the causes of maybe people dumping waste indiscriminately? That can be one of my research questions. Descriptively. Then it can be predictive or explanatory. In the sense that in that kind of question now, I want to ask, does knowledge impact on people's attitude toward recycling? That is predictive research questions. I can even go further and say I want to make it evaluative. And ask, how effective is the waste management program on individuals' behavior towards waste? That's trying to evaluate the program. So you can just go back read more, just listen to this program again, then go back home, read more about research questions. And I said before, research was very, very important because it's seen as what the foundation of your research. Then from research question 2, if eventually you are dealing with predictive research question, predictive research question, or even comparative research questions, if you're trying to compare between two or more variables, two or more entities. Like for example, you want to ask a question like, is there difference in knowledge of recycling between males and females? It's comparative. Most of these predictive comparative research questions, they are followed by an hypothesis testing. In subsequent class, we'll discuss that more. But for now, I think we've tried to exhaust knowledge about research questions. If you have questions, or you need more clarification, please you can put in the comment section. I'll create a chance and answer you. And if there's a need for a live video, a live class, also based on popular demand, I can create time for that. But for these few minutes we've discussed, I think you have more idea about research questions, and when you go back home, write down research questions and know what to do. Thank you for listening.